gonna go for his second win. We have him ready already, and SV is, let me see by the looks of it. See, it's E5, 8B, 6B. SV is ready. So let's have the countdown, King. Start game number 1.
All right, we're counting it down right now. This is the CTL Championship Finals. It starts in 3, 2, 1. Tetris and Seed are looking good.
Okay, we have to end the previous prediction. Let me take care of that.
I got you, Richard. I'll take care of that. I'm right there. But you can go ahead, Richard. You can give the recap for those that are just joining, how this evening has shaken down with the first 2 matches.
Yeah, so upsets all around. We had Doge facing SV, and SV taking him out on a decider. Ooh, we have a very rough start there from SV, but he recovered immediately. So yeah, Doge taking SV into a decider, 2 1.1 games, but 2 early top ups as well. So the game swung both ways until the very end. And on the other side, Gerald Freeman versus Ramations. They played very strongly, but Gerald was able to sweep, making this 3-0. Very strong games from Gerald, so we'll see if these two will be able to have matches going all the way to the kill screen, because these players know how to play long.
And of course, the godfather, the founder of CTL is here. Mudus was mentioned earlier. He said should start using Roman numerals like the Super Bowl. That's not a bad idea, Mo.
Yeah, I'm all for Roman numerals in everything. Yes.
I mean, this is a league format, right? We're very sports oriented here. It's we started. So Richard, you mentioned that you haven't been really following CTL too much until you became a super streamer this past season, and basically the wild card format. That's actually I wanted Pumpy. I thought he was going to hang around a little bit longer. I was going to ask him about how he felt about it. No, he said that he likes it, and certainly it's proven now that's a big difference. Because if we go back, Richard, and look at the previous seasons of how CTL was operating with the top 2 of each division, moving on and going into that double elimination playoff, that definitely was a great playoff format at that time. But now the player base is just so good, and there'd be so many people just out in the cold trying to make it into a playoff format. Now adding these wild cards, since we did that last season and now this season, have proven my point that anybody can win if they make it into the playoffs, and this is a great matchup. I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that especially like in the last cup with the rolling revolution, we can see that Division 1 is pretty much become a rift between the rest of the divisions. Even Division 2, you can see the difference of the play level. And yeah, having just 4 players on playoffs in Division 1 doesn't seem fair at times, as these players are literally, we have these both wildcard players facing each other in the final because they are this good.
Oh, absolutely agreed. No, I really thought that needed to be changed. When the CTL resurgence came back, we came back with season 18, and you had the big names, Dog, Andy, Gerald, all of them coming in to play. The top 4 were those 3, and then Sidnev, of course, all-time great as well. They made it both into the playoffs the last 2 seasons when we came back, season 18, season 19, and a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's just going to be the same people winning all the time. What's going to make it fun to join CTL, right? You want to always make sure that the players are taken care of and want to be a part of something great, right? So definitely, I heard the feedback from people. They were like, if those guys are always going to play, what chance do I have to make it into playoffs? Not gonna have a chance, right? When you get to playoff time, that's where you got to really shine, right? We could make all the playoff spots we want, but at the end of the day, you still got to get the job done and get the games in. So certainly these two have earned their stripes, and again, Gerald looking for his second title, as we may be looking for the first of many.
Yeah, it's totally so exciting. I was thinking especially for these two in particular, SV and Gerald. For me, they have been the highlight for Classic Tetris this year, because everybody was talking about the Big Six throughout the CTLC season last year, and it seemed that the team was feeling ecstatic with the same players as you said, winning things. And I think Lesby and Gerald have been showing that the new players will also have chances to have the spotlight.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to hear. We're trying to make stars out of all these players and get them out to the big shows. So score check. Obviously, players don't need a score check. They are using the max out club function, so they're able to see exactly what scores are happening as they go. I know Gerald actually does like some score checks because he doesn't have the capability to screen check the MOC as maybe like an SV does or some of the other players. So it's 543 for Gerald, 603 for SV with 13 lines left to go. Pretty strong game here for SV, Richard.
Yeah, as we having for going for that I600K transition still with 2 turns to go. And he's gonna go for those, very likely. We have as we wait for the lumbar, still with room for those 2 Tetrises. He's setting up for the last one. Nice T-Tuck.
Wow, tremendous.
Oh, but these boards are not looking good now. This is getting dangerous for both players. Transition king at 654 for SB, but the board is pretty high up. Gerald in trouble at 573, and he is going to transition just now. It is not going to be enough space. He's doing a very nice burn, but that as didn't go. That was didn't go over. So Gerald, unfortunately, topping out. SV was able to survive this high build, and he's taking game number 1. Closer to that, the first place is gonna get 50% of the prize pool, starting game number 2 now in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Winner's gonna take 50%, second place 30%, and the remainder top 4 will be split 10% each.
Yeah, your buddy Ronkley was the one who dropped in $26.40 the last contribution just right now, and he had a comment prize pool equals 1.1 at 10% to the prize pool, something like that. But we had some good contributions all around this season, so definitely, as Richard mentioned, let's try to get, the goal is to try to get to 500 tonight. If we can get to $500 for our players, the king will also drop in some extra coin later next week. Once I get it from my company, that'd be nice. So I'll drop in some coin there to give these players a little bit of extra, but we want to try to get at least 500 for them, so at least it makes it worthwhile. 50% of the prize pool to the winner, so it's half the money. So we get to at least the 500. That means the winner of this match will get 250, and that's a nice little chunk change, right, Richard? I mean, when we talk about Classic Tetris, yeah, we have some extensive prize pools for some of the bigger tournaments that go on. This is a league format, so this is a more frequent event that we have, over a 6-week span. And the next season is going to start up August the 13th for players. If you're listening right now, that is the next season will start up August the 13th. So you got time to join now and be a part of this if you want to try to get in for the next prize pools and such.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah, as we're saying, these players want to compete in CTWC, and I believe that these kind of participation and prizes can motivate them and encourage them to be able to save up for these kind of trips, especially like players like SV that live across the ocean and doing the trip for this kind of participation. Like last year we had some European players, but not that many. We had Danby, Sydney, Leisure. I don't remember. There were a handful. So it will be exciting to have a true world championship where players from around the world are able to show their skill. The online formats allow this. The league allows CTL is a very good format for you to be seen by the community and show that you have the skill and the growth to get into the big stages.
Exactly, and a matchup like this one between Gerald and SB, they know what it's going to take here to try and win this one tonight, because next season we've got, as mentioned, starts August 13th, season 22. You might be seeing some more returning heavy hitters because they know CTWC is right around the corner. CTL is a great place for them to kind of get those reps in against high-level players. So Dog and Andy recently took a season off. They may be coming back now that they've returned from vacation. You never know. You may see a Fractal show up. Alex T has said he might be returning as well. Former champion from last season. So this is like a big chance for these guys right now. Not to say that they couldn't do it when those players are around. I mean, Gerald defeated Dog back in season 19 to win his first CTL championship, but you're like, well, I might as well take a crack now with those guys out of the field at the moment. This is my shot to get some hard-earned coin. This is the chance. So again, fans, if you're in here, let's do it. Let's get them some of that coin. Again, another contribution just came in, so let's go check it out who that was. Thank you so much. It was Pumpy Heart with $20 of that, forwarding my CTDB paycheck. Well, look at you actually getting paid for something. It's nice.
So here we got both players at a very similar footing. 446 for SB, 442 for Gerald. They have been keeping pretty much the same distance throughout the game. And we are about to reach 100 lines, so it's gonna get pretty exciting. These players are playing very cleanly. They are separated by just a burn right now.
Yeah, imagine being an employer that actually pays you. It reminds me, gotta go cook the books there for the CTL streamers here. Richard probably like to get paid, I'm sure. It's an interesting overhang there for SV. I like it. I really like it. That was very ballsy. He's going to set up a nice key tuck out overall there for him. And then another setup of a T-tuck into the Tetris. Man, the wherewithal and the IQ of SV here, Richard, is tremendous, man. I've seen plenty of games. He's obviously King's Fay Fiver from last year, and he has taken his game to the next level. I mean, he was an excellent tapper over a year ago plus, and now that he took on the rolling, he has really made it his own and is considered definitely a favorite if he can go to CTWC.
Yeah, absolutely. SV just popped up after rolling, and he's just showing the consistency. He's a very, like, I don't know, I see him from around the time he was still tapping, and the way that he just works hard for this is impressive, and he's just showing the fruits of his labor. Pretty much, he just keeps participating, keeps getting those wins, climbing up the ladder, and it's a very impressive show from him. Right now we have him at 665 in the lead. In level 19 already we had Gerald at 655, so the game is still pretty close, but Gerald has been struggling playing from row 2, which limits his movements even so slightly.
Yeah, we can see with Gerald, it's almost effortless for him. It's almost effortless, although he kind of misdrops that long bar. I don't know if he was trying to look to set up an overhang for that. Now he's got a bit of a mess he's going to try to work out of. Usually you kind of get worried about the height of the placement of these pieces, and actually both players are kind of similar heights and trying to get out of it. See, Gerald's now gone into a drought. He will get the long bar to burn to triple, and he is working his way through on this one. SV also trying to do the same here, and he is encountering that same drought that Gerald saw just moments ago, since they are playing the same seeds. And here we go. In fact, actually, SB is ahead in the sequence, because you could see the drought counter right there, Richard. It's almost at the 40. Oh my god.
My goodness. Yeah, this is very scary. Gerald is needing to get his stack down as soon as possible, because, well, the drought is over on SB's end, but he's still being high. This is a very unfriendly 19 sequence for both players, but they are managing to get out of this. Actually, Gerald got Tetris ready and clean. Tetris for SV. SV at 809, Gerald at 721, so there's lots of work to do for Gerald.
Yeah, and as mentioned, you can see he's ahead in the sequence. So SV is ahead by about like 7 to 8 pieces in this one. So Gerald, that could be very effective for him to utilize that information, because if he's kind of like peeking at the max out club, he can see like how long a drought is going, or he can just see that flashing red and just know, okay, we're going to see a drought. So this is a bit of an advantage for Gerald, and this is kind of what he had talked about when we were moving to max out club as a format for CTL for Division 1. He mentioned that this was something that can be taken advantage of, so we'll see if he can do that. But he's down 141,000 points.
Yes, we're able to max now. He's just one Tetris away, and there's the max, being 6 for SV, 897 for Gerald.
The Tetris for Gerald, who go to 930 to the 1.07 for SB. It's a 110,000 point lead. And again, now we're starting to see, look at SB kind of just getting himself set up. He knows clutch up time. Can't be fooling around. He's got 5 more lines left to go. Try to sneak in a couple of more. Gerald's being very efficient. And it's cut the lead down to 80,000, but now we're back to 116. And we're off and running for SB on the 29. If you're SB, you just got to try to stay alive. See if we can wear out Gerald. Gerald knows he's got to up the aggression as we go in, and there it is, Richard. They're off and running. 29 play in effect.
Yeah. Ooh, this is gonna be a bit rough. Both players trying to go for those Tetrises, as you said. Gerald will ride just under 1.1. SV is going already for the 1.2, so the gap has reduced. Gerald reached 1.1 already. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, it looked like he might have hit some huge Tetrises here.
Yeah, the gap has pretty much vanished between the players, and Gerald might have the better pace now. Ooh, Gerald going for that Tetris and now takes the lead. This is going to be very tight to if these players can play through the double kill screen.
Oh, Gerald gets another Tetris down column 8. He has a 45,000 point lead on SB. We're on level 33, so there's still plenty of time for SB to catch up. One Tetris for him will put him right back in the ball game.
Oh no, that ZD'd him in. SB is down at 1.202, and Gerald will still going at 1.25 is good for game number 2. Excellent game from both players. Gerald equalizing this score.
Yeah, very nice from Gerald. He was down 116,000 points when SV went into transition. Gerald slammed a couple of quick Tetrises. He got one before the 29 changeover, and then he got a couple right after, and that made the difference. Because those, as we know, the weight of the Tetrises start to increase over time, and the more levels you go, the higher they're rated at, which is why, you know, going into 29 plus play, a Tetris can be so crucial in order to catch when you're down a deficit like of, you know, 30,000 plus. It's just right back at you.
Countdown King.
So we're going to count down. We got ourselves a crucial game number 3. This is the CTL championship match. And it goes in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Let's go. Pieces are the same, the J's and the long bars, but they'll go with different placements to start this one. Very good game so far. You had a tough early top out in transition for Gerald in game number 1. You know, they were having spicy transitions. Unfortunately, just to get to that 19 speed got Gerald in a predicament. In game number 2, they go into the kill screens, go for the kill screen battle. Gerald getting the better of SV in that one. So we are tied 1-1. We are guaranteed at least 2 more playing game number 3, and then you'll get a game 4 here in the championship. And we are currently at $310.40 in there. So of course, please continue. Let's continue. We're less than $200 away from the King's goal of 500. Let's do that, baby. Come on. There you go. Richard's beating me to it. Matcharinos, go there. Whatever you can. Do the sponsor quests as Pumpy was talking about. That's important too. Because you keep doing the sponsor quests, that adds more money to the prize pool too, without you having to even give a cent, which I love. That's the great thing about Matcharino.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's go for that 500. I believe that these matches are worth it. The skill, entertainment, and general excitement that you get from these matches is worth it. And you're helping these players.
Right, exactly. Like you guys gonna allude to that. You're right, Richard. You're helping the player. You know, SV has every intention trying to go to CTWC, and he got that big prize pool from the PAL tournament that he just won. But it is an expensive flight, right? I mean, here domestically, for us in the United States, going out to Portland is not cheap. Especially a guy like myself going from the East Coast to the West Coast. Those are expensive, plus accommodations and, you know, the participation. I mean, you still gotta pay to play CTWC, right? They're not just showing up. It's like, oh, it's free. Come on and enter. No, that's not how it works. You gotta pay an entry fee to the Retro Gaming Expo. You got to pay for the fees to travel there. You know, you got to Uber and all that stuff, right? Unless you're trying to stay somewhere walking. There's a lot of expenses that people don't really think about, right? You're just thinking about, okay, airfare and accommodation. But then there's all these other things too, food expenses and so on. So every little bit helps. Even though if SB picked up a good chunk of change of that pal, you still got to try to give him a little bit more money. And again, you know, I don't know what Gerald's intentions are. Gerald has kind of made it clear that he would not be attending a CTWC. He's got other things on his mind, right? But at the end of the day, you never know. Maybe he changes and he says, I could have a shot at winning some big money prize for a tournament as illustrious as that. So
yeah, we wanted some very important expense there, private security.
Exactly.
I mean, you gotta. I mean, your hands become like an asset here, so you don't know if any bad actors want to hurt you.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Moo might be interested in doing private security. Maybe he wants to hang out at CTWC. Oh no, maybe the next GeoGuessr convention will be hanging out there.
Yeah. So right now, given the score update, these players are pretty neck and neck. 339 for SV and 321 for Gerald. Gerald taking the lead as SV is having to go into a dig. So this is an opportunity here for Gerald to build a strong lead, and he's doing so. So as I was saying in the previous game, Gerald had a tendency to build high, to go for those Tetris back to back and start building the lead quickly, and this is what exactly he's doing right now.
Yeah, and I was paying attention to Moo earlier in the last one. During the Ramations and Gerald match, he was in here and he was talking about parity, right? Because it seems like parity is a lost discussion topic these days, Richard, right? People don't really talk too much about parity anymore because of the roller age, and just basically it's kind of going back to how Moo used to talk about tappers. Like tappers would just, you know, stack to the moon and not care because they can tap pieces over quickly left and right. They don't care about parity, right? Whereas like a DAS player has got to be more cognizant about that. So you're kind of seeing that being very prevalent here, that the parity for players is not really there, just because you can roll pieces left and right so quickly.
Yeah, this is a flexibility that rolling has afforded. I mean, rolling is something that you have to learn. It's not given free to you for free. So it's basically the exchange of skill through, I don't know, the transfer or the drop, the what is it? What about the term in English? But yeah, you give some to get some, and I think the rolling pretty much gives that freedom to the player. And we are approaching transition. SV19 away. Gerald transitioning already at 538. SV at 586. So SV so far keeping the lead.
Yeah, he's increased that now more than 3 Tetrises at this point. And unfortunately, Gerald got into a dig while SV just got into scoring. So that is the major difference right now. About 3 Tetris difference, and add another Tetris for SV. Gerald has finally gotten out of that, but again, well is blocked. No chance for the bars to come in. He has to throw it over to that left side, and there's finally a bar for him to score. He's going to bring that stack back down, but he's down about 90,000 points here, Richard. And with SV, he's going to go all out, all aggression. He's certainly going to look to pump the gas now.
Absolutely, yeah. That there was a very slight misdrop there from Gerald towards 19 with that Z, and everything spiraled back to make him lose over 100,000 points in lead. But he's now back. He's scoring, but SV is doing the same. Although SV having a bit of unstable board, so we'll see how things go.
Yeah, he took a gamble by just throwing a Z piece in the center with a long overhang, just because there was real no optimal place to put it. So he was hoping that, kind of like in Modern, right? You kind of use pieces like a hold, and that's kind of what he did. He kind of put that Z like in a holding pattern, just so he can be like, here, I'm going to place you right there for now because I don't have a better place for you, but I'll find other pieces to help burn you out. And that's kind of what he did. And he got a little aggressive. A couple of dirty Tetrises for him. Keeps that... technically now it's a 2 Tetris lead, as Gerald's been able to eat away with that, and players trying to get their boards back in order on level 25 for SV, 24 for Gerald. He'll now join on 25. Just about a Tetris difference here, Richard. Ooh, now we got ourselves a banger.
Pretty much a game that became pretty much neck and neck all of a sudden again. We got 913 for SV, 849 for Gerald. They are separated by less than a Tetris right now. SV, however, has a bit of a messy board, so he will be forced to get very specific pieces to clean up, especially a T that never came, so he will have to keep burning. In the meantime, Gerald just 3,000 points away, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how these players take this all the way to the kill screen. As Gerald takes the lead, 950 and another one to 984. The max is coming for both players. Gerald is just less than Tetris away.
Yeah, there's a time where you got to see players going to have to get their boards in order, as we took a lot of burns, and now the pendulum has swung the other way. He's down about 3 Tetrises and change. A little bit more than that. It's about 80,000 points. On this level, it's about 35,000. So you're talking about 2 plus Tetrises. Gerald has a hole here, and he can't get that right well open. He has 4 lines to go. Now make it 2. He will get it open just in the nick of time. And the bar to score. There you go. Gerald goes to 29. SV to 29. They're off and running, Richard. Let's do it.
Yeah, so 1.1 for Gerald and 102 for SV. SV needing the lumbar, but the lumbar is not coming. Gets the lumbar, gets a dirty Tetris to min 63, so he's starting to reduce the gap again. Gerald, however, is also very clean, and he's gonna go for Tetrises, and there's another Tetris for Gerald, 1.15.
What an aggressive tuck from SV. He's gonna slip on that square, but take the triple to help bring that down, and gets the lumbar over to the left side. It is scaling time on SV's side. Gerald's building up. He wants to slam a Tetris. He wants to make a bigger statement right now. Would have to burn it down as the bar wasn't showing up. There it is. Now there's a Tetris. Oh man, Gerald is cooking with fire, baby.
The roller derby says Vince Clemente.
Yeah, mood like that tuck from SV earlier. That was a crazy friggin' tuck. But SV's gonna have to start building up and get crazy. There we go. There's a Tetris for him. He's down 152,000 points. And Gerald's already got 1.34 on level 34. And Gerald's board is pristine. Another Tetris for Gerald, the former champion, looking to cement another one real soon. SV in trouble. He's running out of room. Can he do something about that left side? He cannot, and he's gonna be done. Gerald slams another one to add the exclamation point for game number 3. A 2-1 lead for the season 19 champion, looking to get his 2nd title overall.
Yeah, very strong game here from Gerald. Moving to game number 4, we'll see if SB is gonna get a decider. Starting game number 4 as both players get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Double T's to start for this ever so pivotal game for Gerald. 1 win away from winning his 2nd CTL championship. SV 1 game away from trying to take us to a decider. He needs to win this one to keep the party going.
Yeah, this is either a returning win for a 2nd win for Gerald, or as he's gonna fight back and secure his 1st ever CTL win.
Of course, the captain is here saying win SV for 1B and my monies, of course. So now we know captain has put all his money on the SV train, so hopefully that'll work out. Of course, you can put all your money into one of these players' pockets. If you can go to the match of Reno, Richard, of course, we'll put that in there for the chat. If we go to the match of Reno, please, we're looking to try to get to 500. We would like to see some contributions there, whatever way you can do it. Again, whether you can do it with $1, you can do it with $100, or whether you could do it with 25 cents through sponsor quests and all that stuff. Listen, every penny counts. We want to try to get these guys the money they certainly deserve. King will add some coin to this at the opportunity that I can. I will just waiting on some money from my end to come in, and I will drop some coin for these guys. We're going to look to try to get to at least 500 for them, and that way the winner can walk away with $250 in their pocket. And again, maybe add that to the CTWC fund. You know, that guy on the right there, he's already said he wants to go. He needs the monies, so we want to try to get him there. He certainly could be a top 8 finalist without question. The guy on the left, unknown. He's a very mysterious man. All we know is that he loves baguettes.
The mystery behind Gerald is pretty interesting. I suppose that. I mean, we already. How long did it take for a face reveal? Like, it was just this year, so he just
Yeah,
came out of nowhere, rolling. He's been already, as we said, already started like having a name in the community. Um, and we'll see how things go because he's in right now taking the lead at 259 as we try to win his well at 236. He gets it open and he just needs the Tetris to catch up to Gerald.
Yeah, and in the most recent Masters event that they just had for CTM, Gerald just won that. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch the YouTube version of it yet, but he had actually got an interview with Van Dweller. Vandy got to speak with him after the Masters win. Had some really great things to say about his appearance, right? Because Van really didn't know. He's like, where'd you come from, right? As you mentioned, Richard was an unknown player last year and just kind of came out of the woodwork as a roller and just a big star now all of a sudden. So he gave a great interview. I encourage people to go back and watch the VOD on that one on the Monthly Tetris channel. But to summarize, he basically said that he was a YouTube guy. He was watching the videos on YouTube and just saw that. And he was actually a DAS player to start. He was a DAS player of all things. And it took him 2 years. He said that he didn't want to join any of the tournaments or get involved in the competitive until he got a max out. And then obviously the rolling boom took off. He started gravitating to that, and he's made his own now. And he's certainly one of the best in the world, without question. He's a 2-time Masters winner. He's a CTL champion, and he's got all the tools to become a CTWC champion if he ever chooses to go out there. So, of course, as usual here in CTL for the championship, we do interview. So at the player's discretion, of course, they choose they don't want to, it's fine. But hopefully we'll get interview from the winner of this one and chit chat.
Yeah, it'd be nice to hear because it's like quite an accomplishment. As I said, these are I believe these two represent the new faces of 2023 in Classic Tetris. Even though, well, SB has been playing for a while, but he just popped off with rolling last year or so, and Gerald already winning Masters. SB, if I'm not mistaken, also made the finals. So these are two big names to watch for this year. They have shown lots of growth, lots of wins, and yeah, it will be nice to hear about them. What's their perspective of this year, the Classic Tetris, CTWC, otherwise or otherwise. So we'll see. Right now we got a lead from SV's Limdo at 589, transition coming in 10 lines. Gerald at 587 at 121, so 9 lines away. So transition is gonna come very, very soon for these players in 2 Tetrises or so.
Yeah, really good game going on right now. People have been watching this one with high expectations of who's gonna come away, and it'll be, I guess, this will be history in the making regardless of whoever wins. It'll be the first time a wild card winner will become the CTL champion. So that also lends credo to what I was talking about before. And Gerald, I don't know about Gerald, but this stack is monk ass.
Yeah, Gerald is in a very sticky situation here. He's gonna have to burn lines very high up, and it looks like he's succeeding. But oh, that overshift of the T is not good. But that lumber is perfect. This is going to help SB build the lead. He's already 7,839, Gerald at 753.
Yeah, great composure from Gerald there. That was a very spicy transition that he was so high up, and he found a way to get out of that. Excellent job from the former champion of CTL. He's looking to try to make it 2 for his career, and I certainly think that SB's got to be on. He's got to be on the clock. He's got to watch what's going on. He's got to make sure that he gets up that big score, as Richard just mentioned, because we saw the last one. If Gerald can get this board under control, which he has already, and he can just start slamming Tetrises, he will catch very quickly.
Ooh, Gerald in trouble again. This is looking pretty rough as the Lombard not coming for either player. There we go. There's a Tetris for SV, but Gerald still leading high. SV is gonna start building a stronger and bigger lead right now. 889 for SV, 758 for Gerald.
Another incredible survival from Gerald. Unbelievable what he can do. I mean, the composure, the poise. This guy's got all the tools, man. Many players would be like, "Oh no, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" And he has just put in all that time and effort. He knows how to handle those crazy situations. So anytime you see him up that high, never count him out.
And again, we got a max out in level 25 for Gerald. I'm sorry, SV. SV got the 25 max and he's still going.
You almost did it, Richard. You almost got away with a stream that you didn't give somebody the wrong name.
Yeah, names are hard.
Oh, it's also hard to just chase down right now. It's 133,000 points in favor of SV again. He knows he's got to try to pour on the points because Gerald has been able to beat him on these 29 so far. So whatever SV can do to try to increment this lead as much as possible before we get to that 29 will be pivotal for him. But he's in a bit of a high dig right now here, Richard.
Yeah, it's getting a bit rough here. We have a lumber dependency for SV gets the lumber, and he's gonna be needing just one more burn, and his Tetris ready again. 1.1 for SV. SV going for the 1.2 in transition. He's ready. Gerald getting to the kill screen at minute 65, so the gap has reduced, but Gerald still needs to catch up to SV. SV will try his best to get as many Tetris as he can. He's having a bit some, as you said, concerns that he knows that Gerald can play that 29 long, so SV needs to catch up to him. Oh no, he couldn't get pieces over. He's done at 1.25, and this is Gerald's chase down to 1.257 is all he needs, and he's about to get it, just a Tetris away. Ooh, some misdrops there from Gerald.
Yeah, as we had said earlier, that his 29, it felt good earlier, but now it's kind of just maybe the fatigue has set in now. It is late over there in jolly old England where he resides, and this is coasting to the finish line here, Richard. That's what we call it. We call it coasting to the finish line because, as you can see, Gerald nice and low. He knows the score deficit 10,000 points and under. He is on his way to victory.
And he's gonna get it in a burn, and there we go. Gerald is the season 21 champion, taking this 3-1. Congratulations.
Nice job by Gerald. You can now finish it out as we're going to get in his final sips. He did a phenomenal job this season. Again, didn't talk about it earlier, but he almost didn't even make the playoffs, Richard. SB almost didn't make the playoffs. Yeah. He had to in his last two matches. He also had penalty points too because of missing a match earlier on. He had to try to win his last two matches. He lost 3-2 to Doge, which ended up proving critical that he got that extra point in the decider versus Doge in that season ender for him. But the last match he had to play was against Noah Dang, and he needed to win in order to get in. He would have leapfrogged over both Noah and Eyeball with a win, and he did it with a sweep too. He just defeated Noah 3-0, took the 7 points, and cruised on into the playoff, grabbed that last spot, and look what he's done. He's made it all the way to the finals, and unfortunately got stomped by the Gerald train, but excellent job for my man as be the captain of the Grandmasters. He did a wonderful job. GG's to you. We're going to look to try to bump that up to $500 there on the prize pool, so we'll get you that 30% prize pool. But congratulations to the winner on the left, two-time CTL champion from season 19, and now season 21. It is Gerald Freeman. Congratulations.
So, yeah, very exciting matches as we Unfortunately, feeling a bit insecure about his 29 this late, but he put in a very good fight to Gerald. Gerald was able to overcome very large deficits towards transitioning to the kill screen. And I believe we can move into the interview time if Gerald wants to take part of it.
Oh, look there. There's the baguette, of course, and good to see Gerald. Look at that. He's just gonna chill on the couch, man. That's honestly, it does look like a really comfy couch. No wonder this guy plays so good.
Yeah,
No wonder
this
he
is
plays so freaking good, man.
yeah, this is one of the couches from Classic Tetris that the famous couches of Tetris. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I don't know. Richard may have to fix audio there.
Um, well, I'm happy, you know.
Yeah, well, I would hope you are happy. You just won again the CTL. Congratulations to you, Gerald. Fantastic job on doing it again here. So I guess we know maybe the secret is that you got to play the odd seasons here, right? You won in season 19, now you did in 21. So if we
Yeah,
continue the we continue it, yeah, you got to take 22 off and then come in 23, right?
I mean, whatever works. You know? I was pretty nervous playing SV because I kind of like trash talked him in my master's interview,
Yes.
and if I just got like clean swept, you know, in the CTL finals, it would have been a little embarrassing. But I I was lucky that his 29 wasn't there today. But yeah.
Yeah, listen, that's how the game goes, right? He looked pretty good against Doge and whatnot. Obviously, it was a little earlier in the evening. Then, we move on to your match at Rom, and we'll cover all that in a moment. But obviously, yeah, it comes down to how you play in that moment that you're in, and you certainly got it done. So let's go over the season first. Obviously, you had another great season here. Start off 4-0 right away, and then you get into those big matches with one of your great rivals, Miles, and of course the showdown with Ramation. So let's go into the Miles match. Obviously, that one kind of didn't go your way. That one left us into a position where we could have seen a very crazy tie at the top. So let's walk through that. After the Miles match, what was your thoughts about going into the match with Ram?
So like for the match with Ra, it was if I won 3-1, I'd be the first seed, and if I lost, I'd be the like fifth or whatever. I mean, if I lost, I was the wild card either way. But if I won 3-1 or better, I was the winner, I think.
Yes.
And like looking at the bracket, I think if I had won, it would be like me versus the winner of like Miles and Ra in the semis, right? And like Miles is really good and he was playing well. He beat me in the main season. So I like wasn't looking forward to that. So the 3-2 victory was actually luckier for me by a bit because I've got Somalian's number lately or always, I think, because Tapper, he's good, but the kill screen isn't all the way there yet. So playing Somalian and then Ra was better than playing the winner of Miles and Ra, because whoever won that would be playing Hot, presumably. So it worked out better winning 3-2 instead of 3-1, which was funny. I
No,
wasn't thinking like during the match. I wasn't like throwing versus Ra to get the 3-2, but in hindsight, it worked out.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it definitely all the cards worked out in your favor for that because yeah, you did fall into the wild card zone, which we'll talk about your thoughts on wild cards here too. So you fell into the wild card zone, but the stars had to align too because the the possibility of you matching up with Noah Dang actually in the first round was very high. All Noah had to do was just win the match against SV. He would have leapfrogged over Somalian. Somalian would have been the sixth seed and you would have had Noah in the first round, which obviously Noah is a major star in the making, and certainly would have been a very difficult first round match. And no slight on Somalian. Obviously, he's here. We like to throw some jabs at him, but going into that, it sounds like you were very confident in taking him down. Yes.
Yeah, like the people I was kind of afraid to play were SV and Miles because like their screen is like solid all the time, and their 18 and 19 is solid all the time, and so like Ra is good and he plays well most of the time, but he'll early top a lot more often than Miles, I think, and like I think he did have an early top against me, um, and so like Somalian is good for 1.1s all the time. But if I'm like playing boring like I did versus Somalian, I'm beating that every time. So it was ideal. Noah, like if it's a good day for Noah, I think he'd beat me most of the time. Like if he's on a good day, he's getting 600 transitions all the time. He's getting like high into kill screens. His 29 is getting 100, 200,000 points every time. Like I was playing alongside one of Noah's games once, and like I got swept. Like as like I was playing the same seeds. I was like playing alongside the match, and he would have swept me if I was the other player, which was funny. But like on a good day, I'm scared of SV and Miles for the playoffs at least.
So as mentioned, it all worked out for you because you got Somalian to start, and then you go into tonight. You got the rematch with Rom, which obviously Rom coming in, kind of cold a little bit. He said he was ready to go, which seemed like it after the first game. First game kind of seemed like a little wonky, but after that, he looked like he was in prime form, and you just hung in there with him. Um, and then we go into the final round here, which you said you were scared of SV. Obviously, a little late on his end, but still, he was killing it with those transitions. You guys had very strong transition games in this finals, very high 500s. Even I think you guys had at least 2 or 3, maybe 600Ks, right around the 19. So, you've already expressed the caliber of player that SV is. But going into that game number 4, major digs going on. What was going through your mind as you're like trying to just survive? Were you thinking like, it's okay, we'll go to a 5th game if I have to, or were you like, no, I want to end this now?
I hate playing the 5th game. It's like extremely nerve wracking. Like in CTM, I had a bunch of 5th games. Like it was me and SV and me and Somalian were game 5s in last CTM, and it's incredibly nerve wracking. And like during the digs, I was thinking, "Ah, crap, I'm gonna play a game 5." That was all that was going through my head, and I got out of the digs and it worked out. But the game 5 was not what I would have wanted in any situation because it's on game 3 and 4 you're like, okay, I'll play another game, but on game 5 it's like, oh well. It's yeah, I did not want to play a game 5 versus SV because it would be my luck that he'd like get the kill screen going really solid on the last game.
Oh, absolutely. So
And
it's Rich. Go ahead, sorry.
oh no, you go.
I was gonna just point out that we got Richard. Richard's got the your stats up here, so clearly you see that pretty tough group. This Div 1A, you got the 3 guys at the top there. You also have Ad Coster, Jerpy Dude, Toby and Wallband, all very good players in their own right. Uh, Obviously the Miles match was the one that has the blemish on your record. But was there another match that maybe like looking at Costa 3-2 and the Wallband 3-2, all these deciders here, as you mentioned, you don't really like playing that 5th game. Which one of those matches really had you nerve wracking that you probably were like, man, I think I'm gonna lose this one?
So like the Ad Coster match, like it was a reverse sweep. Like I was down 0-2, and like he's a tapper, and like I haven't lost to a tapper since my first loss ever. So I didn't want to get another one, like as a point of pride. And so after I won game 3, like in my head, I knew I was going to win. Like I was like, okay, I can't lose this. I can't let my pride lose this. So it's like in my head on game like 4, it was just already done for versus Coster. But for the Wallbant one, it was 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, and Wallbant's really good. Like he beat Alex T a while back. and Alex T's really good. So like I'm always when I play Wellband afraid that he's just going to randomly pop off and get phenomenal kill screen 3 games in a row and beat me. So like it's nerve wracking playing Wallband every time. And I still haven't lost to him yet, I don't think, but it's like it's not a match I look forward to playing, you know.
Totally understand that. Up and comers like Wallband, Coster, and so on. These are the guys that you're going to see in future matchups. Again, obviously, see them in Masters events and all these high level Tetris competitions that we are participating in. So, good job by you again tonight to take care of business. Richard, do you have any questions for the two-time CTL champion?
Yeah, I mean, I think we discussed like the main key elements of this, like Gerald. I don't know. How do you feel like? I mean, ready to winning two CTL championships this year. What do you think it's coming next for you? I know that well we have more players coming next season hopefully. What are you looking forward in CTL or in Classic Devs in general?
There's the Wars Invitational. No, there's the classic Tetris Wars events. I'm really looking forward to those because everyone's in them. And next CTL, of course, if Alex T's joining, you know, and Dog and Andy. Like this season, like specifically, like I think Dog and Andy were on vacation, so they couldn't play. And it was the same with CTM. So like in my head, there's an asterisk on both wins because there's no Dog, there's no Andy, and they're like in an elo they're 1 and 3 and I'm 2, so it's like an event that doesn't have them is kind of like, well, is it really a win if I didn't have to beat Dog to get there, you know? Which is why the last CTL I won felt really good as a win because I had to beat Dog, and I think I might have had to beat Andy. I don't remember. Actually, no, I don't think I did. But it's like the Wars event has Dog, Andy, Alex T, everyone good is in it, so I'm looking forward to that. Next CTL, if Dog and Andy are there, I'm looking forward to that. Next CTM, I'm looking forward to just all of those events. During the broadcast of the matches, you were like talking a lot about like CTWC and like whether or not like players will be able to go. I don't think I'm gonna go there. It's really far away and like I don't think it's worth it. And I don't think I'm going to win if I do go anyway. So I just decided not to.
Well,
I've got like, school stuff going on in fall too. Like
of course.
it's my last semester of grad school before I get my master's. So like I gotta dial in, you know.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I'm applying to like PhD programs and stuff. So I gotta put in a lot of school effort in autumn. So I don't think it's in the cards for me.
Well, you never know, right? You never know. Sometimes things can change. We are here in middle of July, and we're about 3 months away from the event. Today is actually July 16th, and the Sunday is I believe it's October 16th is when the finals take place for CTWC. So, anything can happen in 3 months. Obviously, I'm sure many of your fans would be disappointed if you don't go, but we understand that, right? We still understand that there's still plenty of online events that go on and so on. But you never know. Maybe some of these prize pools, increase as well too. And you say, hey, you know what? I actually have enough money if I wanted to go for a weekend getaway, right? I think your professors understand, right? You say, listen, I'm going to try and win some big time cash, bro. I'll be right back. You might be able to get away with something like that. But I think the tournament would certainly benefit big time by your presence there, just because, as you mentioned, you sound like you're a player that wants to play against the best in the world to prove that you are the best. And currently being rated number 2 in Elo, that means you're behind one other person, your rival Dog per se. At the end of the day, it would probably be one of the biggest things for you if you went there, ended up winning the whole thing, and defeating your arch nemesis and prove that you are one of the best. And certainly, I think a lot of people would be agreeing with that. But again, you got to do what's best for you, and at least participation in CTL is always great to have you here. You certainly enhance the league. by your presence and have shown again that you are a worthy champion, and you're one more win away from joining some of the legends that have won 3 times, which are Nenu and Richard. Only people have done it.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So there you go. Gerald, your final thoughts, parting words to your adoring fans here.
I got nothing. Glad to have won. GG's to everyone I beat, and Miles too. It was a good season. I enjoyed it.
Well done, sir. Congratulations on your 2nd win, and hopefully we'll see you again for a season 22 starting up mid-August. And good luck to you. And I'll get to the prize money as soon as I can.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gerald Freeman, 2-time CTL champion, has won season 21. Another outstanding job by him. He is tremendous, and he has said, he's on the record saying that he doesn't think he's going to go. But when you say, I don't think, sometimes the doors open just a little bit. So you never know. You never know if a man with a baguette shows up in Portland, Oregon, October 14th to the 16th, or 13th to 15th. Can't remember the exact dates, but whatever it is, right? We're basically 3 months away from the World Championships, and you certainly would like to have a world-class player like him attending there. So we'll remain to be seen. We'll see what happens. Richard, my man, you've done a fantastic job holding down the fort. You've been an excellent Restreamer, and of course a big part of the super streams this year. You've been doing a ton of the work here in the playoffs, so I commend you. You've done a fantastic job, and if people don't vote for you for Restreamer of the Year for a CTL season 21, then I'm going to burn this place down.
No, I really appreciate it. I mean, I do my best. It's been a learning experience for me. It's been exciting. I look forward to keep doing my best. And thank you a lot to King for the opportunities given, and looking forward to the next season.
Excellent. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a wrap here on season 21 of the CTL. Let me give you your prediction points, because clearly I forgot to end the prediction. So for those that are still here, there you go. Enjoy those prediction points, as Gerald is the winner. And get ready. Season 22 will be coming August the 13th, when we'll have season 22 starting up. But in between then, we still got a lot of action still to come. The summit, the champion summit is underway. We just had some matches yesterday over the weekend. There'll be some more coming up next week, and we will be leading into a grand semi-final and final broadcast that is scheduled tentatively for July the 30th. So you'll get some CTL action coming up here. And also, there's still one more playoff to go. Even though this is Championship Sunday, all the playoffs were supposed to be done by then. We couldn't fit them all, Richard. We got one more to go. We got AF Mirror and Cobra fighting for the 4-5 playoff. That'll be happening on Friday afternoon. So hopefully, maybe you'll take that one if you're free to just wrap it up. But nonetheless, we still got one more to go, and then we can finally close the door on season 21 and get set for season 22, which is going to be very exciting. So Richard, you are the streamer. Please take us away. Send us somewhere fun.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what's happening on Twitch.tv tonight. We got Doug playing Tetris, doing some training for Lone Star, which is coming next weekend.
Well, then I guess let's go over to see Dog, because then I can tell him, come play CTL. Gerald is looking for you. So there you go.
Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Dog playing Tetris. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Let's see Dog playing Tetris, play Tetris. And also Sodium.